Hi everyone and welcome to this week's episode of William & Mary Television's Flat Hat Insider.
I'm Mary Kate Weinbrenner.
And I'm Tanner Russo.
Here are this week's top stories. William & Mary's 8th Annual Global Film Festival will run February 19th through the 22nd here at the Kimball Theater. Sponsored primarily by the Reeves Center for International Studies and the Charles Center, the film festival has recently received funding from the Williamsburg Area Arts Commission and Canon Virginia Incorporated. Each year, the team has worked to bring in award-winning filmmakers and filmmaking teams, as well as famous actors, including Michael Cera and Jared Gilman, the star of Wes Anderson's Moonrise Kingdom. In addition to the traditional Wednesday pre-festival series where faculty present 5 films, this year included a new Thursday Mug Night series comprised of 4 weeks of cult classic films and a deal on Aleworks beer for those using an official Global Film Festival mug. The biggest excitement for this year's festival is a sneak preview of The Hunting Ground, slated for Friday night. This will be the first post-Sundance showing of the film ahead of its premieres in New York and Los Angeles. The documentary focuses on sexual assault on college campuses, following 2 former University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill undergraduates, survivors, and activists Annie Clark and Andrea Pino. Clark and Pino will attend the festival on Sunday. In addition to participating in a question and answer session, they will each receive the Rising Young Talent Award, which was developed in 2012 as a way to recognize visiting honorees. Filmmaker Kirby Dick and producer Amy Ziering will also be honored with the 2015 Global Film Can Award.
In an effort to address the current racial climate at William & Mary, 2 students from the class of 2015, Taylor Mack and Brittany Harrington, have created a document entitled The Call to Community Action, a request for administrative response to racial bias instances. Directed toward the administration and the Board of Visitors, the document seeks to confront administrative inaction and promote a safer racial environment on campus. In the call to action, Mack and Harrington present 2 proposals for administrative responses to bias incidents. They also include a series of 24 personal letters from students and alumni recounting instances of racism and racial bias on campus. The first proposal, the Zero Tolerance Policy, categorizes bias incidents as student conduct violations and requires students to undergo a process similar to the current student conduct process. The second proposal, a Bias Response Team, seeks to create a group of community members to provide support for victims of bias incidents and work to further discussion of the college's racial climate. Harrington and Mack began working on the call to action several days after accusations of insensitive party themes at Greek life events arose, and have since presented the report to the Student Assembly and met with several administration officials, including President Taylor Reevely, Rector Todd Stottlemyre, and Chief Diversity Officer Sean Glover. In an email, President Reevely said that, quote, "Working to improve the racial climate on campus is of great importance to me and members of the Board of Visitors," end quote. Prior to the creation of the call to action, Reevely announced that he was in the process of creating a task force on race and race relations. Harrington indicated that the call to action will be incorporated into the task force upcoming deliberations.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's episode of the Flat Hat Insider.
Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for all the latest news.
We'll see you back here next week.